Well, hello everybody. My name is Wildfang or Wildfang the Defeationist, and welcome to a new cast I like to call the Gamer Grapple Grounds, or GGG for short. Or if it goes in the rotation like it is on the top of the screen, the GG infinitum. I am your host, of course. I'm Wildfang, and as you can see in the background, my doggies are there. Love my doggies to death, but let's be realistic here. I am going to create this for possibly the last Wednesday of months so I can kind of grasp what I didn't talk about in like a podcast or they make a video about it. So, that's some good coffee. One of the reasons why I named it this, I love coffee, I love gaming, and I love wrestling. Those are all three things. Of course, I'm going to fix up the podcast borders to kind of look more appealing for this, but we'll see what happens. But realistically, this is a podcast that's mainly for uh, me to be able to kind of just talk about a few things, especially not in the gaming world or anything like that, but just things that have happened on YouTube lately. Hopefully, everything will go good. First things first. If you guys have questions or you want to ask questions, post them at the bottom. This isn't going to be a live cast. It's going to be recorded so you can actually just ask questions below if you have any questions for me. And before we get to that, if you have questions that you know that's just going to get you blocked or just not be answered and deleted, don't ask them. Don't be that person. Just be normal for once. If you have questions. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or get mad that I have questions or you don't have questions. Just chill. This is just a chill cast. But today's going to be a short one because I don't have too much to talk about. Um, we're going to talk about a few things. Like, one, I want to talk about Review Tech USA, Richard Mancusi, or whatever the hell his name is. I don't know what's going on with the guy, and I know I'm a smaller YouTuber, but I'm pretty positive he should probably get off the internet for a little bit. He's not only baiting himself into looking like an idiot when it comes to LolCal Live, but LolCal Live is looking good, and that's not even a good podcast. It's just Boogie and Wings and Keemstar. Uh, one of which isn't funny, one of which is wildly successful on YouTube, and one of which is Wings, who is an okay Call of Duty streamer. But it it's just weird to me. But if you want to support the locale, like by all means support the locale. I don't support anybody on YouTube. Actually, I do. I support Trey Irby all the time because he's a quality streamer, cool guy. You know, simple, and I only have to donate $1 monthly. Easy. I just donate $1. Man gets my support. He gets to relax. Realistically, though, I want to talk about Review Tech USA's recent actions on what he's doing when it comes to live streaming. Now, I don't care what anybody says. His live stream content have been ass. Period. I don't even know how he gets things. Let me give you an example of how this man's podcasts go. Hey man, at least I'm not a cocksucker. And you suck. I'm better at life than you. That's it. No, but seriously though, like if that's how you want to run your podcast, just at least stop with the cringy clapping. It's really cringy. And that's just me telling you. And mind you, I used to be a fan of Review Tech USA. Before he deleted his channel, he actually had some videos that I would, go back and watch, especially if I'm grinding in an RPG. So does that Man Too Black Too Strong. So did SGR. But some of those videos in that playlist are still here. Some of them are gone. And now I have to make a new playlist that I use to grind and in RPGs with, or beat a game with that I'm play the TV on mute and just play the game. That can't happen anymore, as you notice. There are some channels that are gone. Um, but regardless, I hope he gets well. And every time he like makes a it's weird to me because it's like every time he tries to clap back, he looks a little more unhinged, and he try to make it seem like he's a guy in the mountain of right when he's in the valley of stupidity. This man literally made himself look really stupid. It admitted some things to Keemstar and the Lolcow podcast, which does not make any sense. But just leave it to Mr. Rich. And I just want to know if he knows he can no longer make fun of Mr. DSP Gaming, which now he should probably just chill, remove DSP Gaming from his background. Or the funny thing is, DSP Gaming can actually have something in his background about you. You can't do shit about it. And I hope you know, and I know you're probably never going to see this, Mr. Review Tech USA or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself now. You're never going to see this. You probably are going to be like, I'm richer than you. It doesn't have to matter. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you, as a person, have to stop at some point and realize that you're just making yourself look more of an idiot. Prime example. You said, and I quote, that you masturbating on camera, which, everybody has seen the podcast lately with the locale who knows that you put out a picture of yourself beating the meat. Not only is that, you also have um, the. I'm gonna get my train of thought here. Mind you, this is not going to be edited. Let me fix that. Now, you went on to tell people that that is your private life, your personal information, all that stuff. But in actuality, not only do you have pictures of DSP all over your stuff, which at some point I was like, dude, chill. DSP hasn't done anything to you specifically. He wants you to leave him alone, and you won't do it. But you said that your masturbating video is private. But then you keep making fun of DSP for masturbating. When in actuality, that should have also been private. Technically, that shouldn't have been broadcasted. But regardless, you keep making fun of the guy for doing it. And now, if he makes fun of you, it's a completely different situation. No, in actuality, it's you being a hypocrite. If you make fun of him for masturbating, we can make fun of you for masturbating. That's how life is. And now that it got everywhere, you look like an idiot. That's all I'm saying. And to be completely honest, the Locale podcast did not bait that girl to give them the pictures or photos or whatever. When in actuality, if you paid attention, Keemstar had nothing to do with it until it got to in front of him. So he's more innocent in that situation. Period. I already told you I don't like Keemstar for when he can, you know, made fun of that old man and called that old man a pedophile and then all that good stuff. I never liked him. And then he had that beef with JD from NY. Never liked him since then. But at least I can respect the guy. I got a phone call. Give me a moment. But yeah, as I was saying, Mr. Review Tech USA, Mr. Richard, what you're doing to yourself is fucking yourself over because you just keep trying to do things. And I hope and pray that you just stop, let it end, let it go, or you're going to keep giving the local podcast uh, something to laud over you. You're just going to look like a hypocrite. You lost your editor, which made your channel great. You lost everything. Relax. Okay? It's you. Moving on, and the last thing I want to talk about today is one Firewalk Studios. Firewalk Studios was shut down completely. Now, as I don't want people to lose their jobs, there is a good thing and a bad thing about this. Good thing. Um, it shows Sony that the live service model is not the thing that they need to be doing right now. It also shows that the live service model is really stupid. It also shows that you should not have made a hero shooter. And I don't care how long the game was in development. I don't care. When it comes to gaming, When you're first, you get to create the rules. Period. When you're first of something, you create the rules, not the game that comes last. The game that comes last has to make differences or changes to the rules. Prime example, you can't be a Souls like and actually be the exact same as Dark Souls or worse Dark Souls. You're gonna look stupid at the end of it. You know what I mean? So Concord was a worse Overwatch. That's the best way I can compare it. Concord had nothing going for it. It had, all the characters had what they had, only like one person in the whole joint, and that was the Rocket Girl. But she was designed very blandly. Everybody was designed bland as hell. Oops. The end of the day, what you should have did, what you should have pivoted from a hero shooter long before to a four-player co-op shooting game and give us a story that makes sense, Mind you, Bungie, there's a bunch of Bungie employees who are from Halo 3. Come on, guys, just remake Halo 3's type of story. Give me four-player co-op shooter with a good story, and you would have won. You'd have won so goddamn hard. But instead, you wasted your money on the graphics. You wasted your money on horrible character designs, some of which don't even make any sense. Some of which are just lazy. Some of which are just dumb and bland and stupid and not iconic in the slightest. And you could have just whatever, guys. You should have did better than that. Yes, you had the idea from 2015, but you should have kind of realized when Overwatch came out and the amounts of hero shooters that came out and did not compete with Overwatch at the time to now where there's like 3 or 4 out of like 12, 13 freaking hero shooters that came out that are still active today or still have a higher player base today. It's not too much if you realize it. It's like any battle royale coming out right now when we have three that are taking over the public consciousness. Call of Duties, Warzone, Fortnite, and PUBG. If you didn't know, but PUBG may be dying. We'll see what happens. Okay. That being said, guys, that's all I really wanted to talk about. Oh wait, no. Let's talk about the positive side. Maybe the negative side. I didn't want nobody to lose their job. I really would have loved if Sony kind of fixed the situation when it came to that. I kind of wish Sony kind of took the time to kind of just help out and foster a new game and IP with Sony. Instead, these motherfuckers said we don't have too many IPs that we can make a game with. Like, that's very stupid, and a lot of people fried them up for it, but that's neither here nor there. Concord should be a cautionary tale of what not to do, right? They looked at Redfall and said, we can do that better. You know, you don't need a live service game. Or, the best thing I saw, if the company was specifically made for that, let them do that. Do not get a company who's good at single player games or whatever and try to turn them into a live service game. Not going to work out. Or have a company come out with a hero shooter that's beyond the hero shooter boom at this point. Why would I play Conqueror when I got Overwatch? Why would I play Conqueror when I got Warzone? Why would I play Conqueror when I got freaking Realm Royale or whatever the fuck it's called? There's so much shit that I'd rather play than Concord. Concord, first of all, the game doesn't even have supers. Stuff that can change the games of every match. It just had passives and all that shit, which is a good idea and concept, but you fucked it up. So, that being said, guys, like I said, this is not going to be a long one because this is the first one and I'm getting the kinks worked out. Like I said, if you have any questions or suggestions, let me know. These will be the last Wednesday of every month, so I pretty much can gather a bunch of data and talk about a few things that catch my fancy and a cup of coffee. You guys have a great one.